I've been upgrading this truck like crazy, and at 3,000 subscribers, one lucky person's going to win it. It's got tons of brass, it's got a Fusion SE, and an AG-FRC 45 kilogram brushless servo. Ooh, mama! Welcome back to the show, guys. Today we have reduced our truck from 60% down to a 30%. We've removed both the 24 and 8 tooth pinion gears and bevel gears in both axles, and we have put 8 and 33 in. So we have lowered the overdrive back down to 30%, and we've reduced the overall gear reduction to give us a much better low-end crawling speed. So we're going to take it down and we're going to try it out and see what the difference was between the 62% is what I figured it out to be after doing the actual calculations on it. Was it a 52? But we're going to see what the difference was between the 62%, which was at, down to the 30%, which it's at now, and see how that changes our manipulation of the side hilling and crawling overall. So stay tuned for that. It's coming up right now. So she's nice and smooth now. So we're running 8 and 33 in both the front and rear axles, effectively bringing us back down to 30% overdrive. The amount that was on it before, I did recalculate it after I did the calculations. Before I just kind of did a guess, and it was sitting at almost 62%. So I was off by about 10% there. I was like 61.68 or something stupid. But that was way too much overdrive. I didn't like it for the side hilling. So what we're doing here is we're checking our side hilling capability right now, and actually how slow we can do our crawling now. And it looks to be, this is our slow. That's pretty slow. So we got enough on our low end. And it is freezing out here, below zero. It's actually been snowing on and off with flurries. So that's our conditions. Dry for now until more snow comes. It's been snowing and then melting, and then snowing and then melting. So it seems here we're having a lot easier time making it up obstacles. We're not dragging our rear tires as much anymore. Every rig's different. Every situation's different. I'm not saying that this is the best overdrive or underdrive. I'm not saying that 60% is too much on some rigs. That might be just perfect depending on what it's doing or the type of rig that you're driving. But it would seem that this is already doing a lot better. I'm trying not to trip over stuff behind me. So you see the back tire's not sliding nearly as much. It's actually holding its grip on side hills. All right, took care of that issue. The silicone wires from the battery were rubbing on the outrunner motor. So we're gonna take it up that same path that we had before. See if we can't make it up that. Yeah, so a little bit more even. So she definitely is running a lot better. See how she does on our side hilling over here. Yeah, I would say that this is much better for doing her job. Performance is a lot easier, more predictable and stable. Now, because we have more push in the back, that front tire shouldn't slide as much. Yeah, see, she just climbs right up instead of just keep on sliding. So there you have it. That's the difference. All right, guys, that shows us just right there how cold it is in my garage. You can see my breath. The 52%, I actually did the calculations on that, and it was actually closer to a 62% with the amount of overdrive that we had in there. So changing it back down to a 30% seemed to work best for this vehicle in the driving style that I do with it. I'm not saying that 30% is particularly the best ever, but for my driving style and how I drive this rig, was definitely a lot better than driving with a 60%. So there you go. 30% is a little bit more manageable when side hilling. 60% can be better for crawling straight up. But the examples we've seen with this is that the rear tire was just dragging too much, and the 30% seemed to just give it the right amount of push. I'm very happy with the amount of gear reduction that we did in this vehicle. So I'm going to keep it like that. And we might do some more on those gears. The gear meshing was pretty good. I only had to change out the one bearing in the rear. I don't know if it was just because of the bearing or the machining on the gear itself might have been too long. It could be a variable of things, many variables. You know, it couldn't just be just one thing. But we did figure that out, and it was such a small amount that even the smallest shim outward would be probably too much. So just bringing that the pinion gear in off the bevel gear was definitely something that had to be done. But yeah, that's it. So pretty happy with the rig now, and we're probably going to keep it like this for many years. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.